Greetings to all the students present. I am Tarab and I'm your science teacher at GEMA Science for today. We are going to learn about endangered animals in today's class. So let us start the class. In this class, the first thing that we learn about is a very simple slogan. Okay, so we start with a very simple slogan which says, almost gone, endangered. Animals on earth, they need us, right? Now, first of all, when we hear about endangered animals, the first question that we come across is, what is endanger? The word endanger means something in danger. Now, then what is the threat is it facing from, right? What is the threat from? What is the danger from? The danger is from going extinct. Then what is extinction? Well, extinction simply means something that ceases to exist, something that stops existing, that is known as an extinct species, right? So, in totality, endangered means some animal or some species which is in danger of getting extinct, or that is in danger of ceasing to exist. In, proper terms, endangered species are any species that are at a risk of extinction because there is a sudden or a rapid decrease of their population due to poaching or habitat loss or any other similar reason. Now let us talk about some endangered animals in the world. First of all, we talk about the Asian elephant. Now, the Asian elephant has its, the habitat stretched from Iraq to China. Now, this seems to be a very, very vast habitat, and yes, it is. But there are only 30,000 Asian elephants live, right? Now, imagine 30,000, it seems to be a very, very huge number, right? 30,000 elephants. Then why are they even called endangered? Why are they placed under the tag of endangered species? 30,000 is a huge number. But well, imagine there's a 1 kilometer radius of football field, right? And in that football field, you only have 10 to 20 plants, right? But all the rest of the area is empty, okay? Now imagine a garden, a very small garden like you have in your balconies, and those balconies or veranda has 10-20 trees. That seems to be a lot of trees, right? So similarly, Iraq to China is a very, very vast habitat, right? Iraq to China is a vast habitat, only 30,000 Asian elephants alive there. Then that seems to be a problem, right? So thus Asian elephants are endangered. In fact, around 50 years ago, there were about 60,000 elephants. And in these 50 years, a lot of new births would have taken place. Yet, the number has only reduced to a half, okay? Now the reason, you see the little videos, in the first one they're having a water bath, in the second one the baby elephant is enjoying a mud bath probably, right? It's a newborn, it is just born baby elephant, okay? And a very cute thing about baby elephants is they suck their tongue as we suck our thumbs, as human babies suck their thumbs, okay? And also, why is the number declining? The main reason for the decline in their number is because one, they're being used, their tusks, the teeth, the outgrowth of from the mouth, the teeth, that is their tusk, is being used, and to obtain that tusk, they need to be killed, right? So in order to obtain their tusk, they need to be killed, and that is known as poaching, illegal killing of animals, right? One reason why they're getting extinct. Now moving on. The second animal that we talk about is the Hawksbill Sea Turtle. Before I start this, let's have a short story time, okay? So the Hawksbill Sea Turtle, actually, the Hawksbill Sea Turtle was, Hawksbill Sea Turtle, I went about, I guess, 6 or 7 years ago, or even more, I went on to buy a turtle, okay? I wanted a turtle for myself. Now, I used to watch Doraemon at that time, and nobody used to have a turtle. So I thought, why not get a turtle for my own self as well, right? Because, see, turtles, they're easy to keep. You don't have to look after them a lot. You don't need to take them out for a walk or anything. They're easy to handle, very nice pets. So I went out to buy a turtle for myself. Now when I went to the pet shops, I found out that keeping turtles is actually illegal. The reason is the number has been declining very rapidly. Two reasons that the number has been declining is, one, the seas are being polluted. Okay, we throw around polythene bags and tin cans, etc. around, and turtles are not very smart, right? They confuse jellyfishes in polythene bags and end up feeding on polythene bags, which get stuck in their throat and choke them to death, right? Similarly, turtles are reptiles, so they need to lay their eggs on the land, right? So they come and lay their eggs on the land, but because of the land pollution, the beaches are so polluted these days, their eggs hatch prematurely and the baby dies before it is fully born, right? So Hawksbill sea turtle, one species of turtle which is declining at a very rapid rate. Okay, now you see these videos of turtles, you see the ocean deep down is very clean. All the dirt is up there on the surface, but the ocean deep down is pretty clean otherwise. So they are enjoying their swim. Coming to the next one, the Marlin Topper. The Marlin Topper are one of the many endangered species, and the most interesting thing about them is their snout. Okay, so a very typical scene from Tom and Jerry, I guess, right? In Tom and Jerry, Tom is the cat, and somehow he gets attacked by honeybees. Suppose he hits their hive, and the honeybees are after his life now, and he needs to hide from them, so he jumps into a lake or any water body, but Tom is a cat, right? So Tom cannot breathe underwater, so it takes a stick and puts one end of the stick into his mouth and the other end on the surface of the water so that it can breathe, right? Similarly, that's exactly how, just like Tom, Marlin Toppers use the snout as the stick. Okay, they swim underwater, but the snout is right up on the surface of water, enabling them to breathe. So very cute animals, wild toppers, and they're protected in the forests. Okay, so their hunting or poaching or anything is not allowed. They're strictly protected. You see, you can, in these videos you can actually see their nose, their snout very clearly. Now the orangutans. If you are an animal enthusiast just like me, you might have seen so many videos of orangutans enjoying their time with humans, right? On YouTube you'll find many videos of orangutans, jumping around, playing with humans, kissing them, cuddling to them, hugging them, etc. And they're such lovable creatures. It's so disheartening that they're endangered at this point. It is due to, they're not kept well. Wherever you, in places, you have orangutan shows and all these things, but they're not kept well, they're not fed well, they're not taken proper care of, and they're exploited completely, right? So in Indonesia's national park, these Sumatran orangutans, they live there. Okay, and only 7,000 actually survive in the wild. The rest are kept in captivity in zoos and all, just to help them survive, to provide them proper health care, etc., which might not be available in the wild. So you see, the first picture shows a very sweet orangutan, and it's not very smart though, but it's pretty cute. And the second one is so cute baby orangutan, you see. Now moving on, the rhino. The rhinos are, in Tanzania. These are the endangered black rhinos, and they're protected from the poachers. You see, in the national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, etc., the animals kept there are protected, okay? And protected animals cannot be poached. So why are rhinos poached? Anybody has any idea? Okay, so think about it. They have a horn, just like the elephants. These rhinos have a horn. Okay, in many countries, the horns of the rhinos and the tusks of the elephant and the bones of the tiger, these are used to make herbal medicines. Okay, and also they sold out as souvenirs, and they sold out at such a huge price. People like to wear them around their neck, but that is something nobody should do, because it costs a life. Okay, a life of an animal. So this is the black rhinos are protected in this in Tanzania, the national park in Tanzania, a sanctuary in Tanzania, and these are the endangered black rhinos. There are white rhinos as well, which are not white, completely white in color, but they are a little grey, and they're preserved in or they're conserved in Assam. Now you see in the first picture, you see a rhino playing with the ball. So since it's not playing with its foot, I'll call it hornball. So it's playing not football but hornball, since it's playing with its horn. And then the second picture, you see the rhinoceros, both the baby and the mama or the father, they both are enjoying a small marathon run, right? The little one is really cute. It does not, it really does not know how to run as of now. It's really small. Now the bluefin tuna. The bluefin tuna are really fast fishes. They're also endangered, and these bluefin tuna again endangered due to the pollution, the water pollution. So bluefin tuna, they can actually reach speeds up to 45 miles per hour. And if you guys would have watched Nemo, then you might have watched there are fishes in there in Nemo, where the fishes, they go around and make shapes to help Nemo's father find Nemo. So they make the shapes of arrows. They're always in group, and the group of fishes is known as a school. So the school of fishes, they're all around, roaming around, and they're always in a bunch in the school. So these fishes, they make arrows or signs, and to tell Nemo's father where he should go and look for Nemo, right? They make arrows and all, right? So bluefin tuna are actually, they're always in a school, okay? They're always in a group. And one thing, the one advantage of being in a school always is, like in a fish school, is that these seem, although individually their size is really small, but otherwise when all together in a school, their size seems really huge. So their predator, otherwise, which might try to eat them, almost gets scared of them, of their huge size, when they're in a group, okay? So they're saved in that way. So here there's a two videos. The first one shows the school of the bluefin tuna, and the second one shows how fast the bluefin tuna are. Now the hyacinth macaw. Parrots are actually very smart. Other than just feeding on repeating on the words that they hear, some parrots are really smart. One of them is hyacinth macaw. There have been cases where a parrot actually gave a testimony in court against a suspect. So parrots, other than just repeating words, they're extremely smart. Hyacinth macaw is an example. It is playful and smart, and they live longer when in the wild. So in forest of Brazil, they live longer. They eat fruits of the palm tree and all. But because they are smart and all, humans tend to hold them captive and keep them in cages where they do not survive for as long, okay? So that is why their life period is getting shorter. So see, hyacinth macaw is actually a very huge parrot. It's not just a small sized mini parrot. It's very huge. You can see in the first video, the pipe and this the tap seems actually quite big, but the hyacinth macaw is almost as big or even bigger than that. Right, and the second video, you see how sharp its teeth is. It is even able to take out the cap of the bottle. Now coming to the reasons as to why are animals getting extinct. First of all is the population growth, okay? So the population growth is actually causing the extinction of animals. You see, as the human population is increasing, we need more space to accommodate more humans, and to accommodate more humans, we need to, to have more space, we need to cut down on forest and places and occupy the lands of animals. So one reason is population growth. More so because our needs, they're turning into greeds. So we need more of everything. So more of the land is being converted to agricultural land. More of the land is being converted to resorts. Not just apartments and all to give us a place to live, to give us shelter, but rather resorts and stuff like that, right? For entertainment purposes. Second one is pollution. As I told you, Hawksbill Sea Turtle, Bluefin Tuna, these are all getting extinct due to pollution, due to sea pollution, and also due to land pollution. Similarly, a lot of other animals are getting extinct due to pollution, right? Animals are really fragile, so for them to coexist with us in this harsh pollution is really difficult. Overconsumption, as I said, our needs are turning into greens, so we need everything in larger amount. So more resorts, more places to live, more apartments, and more food, so more agricultural land. So cutting off a lot of land, a lot of habitat of the animals to make space for our own selves. Although we don't necessarily need that space, but we are doing it, right? Harmful signals. This is a story from India, I'll tell you. Sparrows, they actually became extinct in certain regions of India. Not extinct throughout India or from, like completely from the world, but from certain places of India, like in the region I live, the sparrows, I cannot see the sparrows. The sparrows are very, very rare, okay? They're almost extinct, but throughout India, yes, they are endangered. This happened due to harmful signals, and that is why it was done. These, a lot of these towers were taken down because the sparrows were dying. So actually sparrows, their very fragile body could not tolerate the signals, and they dropped dead, literally dropped dead at the due to the harmful radiations. Now, habitat loss. We talked about habitat loss a lot, right? Even when were talking about Asian elephants, their habitat was, even though their habitat stretched from Iraq to China, yet they went, yet they don't have enough place to live now. So one, habitat loss. Now effects. What does all this have effect on? First of all, food chains. Food chain is gravely affected. So for example, I'll give an example here. Supposingly the bluebird, it goes extinct, okay, which is a secondary consumer. If the bluebird goes extinct, the grasshopper has nothing to be predated. Okay, so grasshopper is not eaten by any other animal because the bluebird is extinct, right? Now if the grasshopper is not eaten by any animal, it will grow, okay, it will reproduce, and a lot of grasshoppers, new grasshoppers will be born. Now the grasshoppers will feed on a lot of grass, mostly wheat, grain, the agricultural food, the crops that we grow, it will feed on all of that, right? So grasshoppers will feed on the grass, so our crops will be damaged. Bluebird has died. So snakes will also be affected. Their population will be affected because their their food, which was the bluebird, is actually extinct now, right? Now how to prevent it? So first of all, buy eco-friendly product, okay, as much as you can replace your non-biodegradable products with eco-friendly biodegradable products. Do that as much as you can, but we cannot do that completely, right? So the second solution is follow the 3R rule: reuse, reduce, recycle. The things, the bottles, everything that you can reuse, do it. Reduce the consumption of them. Try not to, wherever you can avoid, try not to buy things which are non-biodegradable. Then recycle your stuff. Put them into 2 separate bins: recyclable and non-recyclable products, okay? And finally, don't buy souvenirs made from endangered species like the tusks of elephants, or the horns of rhino, or even the bones and the teeth of, or the claws of tiger, right? Now let's come to a short quiz. So I'll give you 5-10 seconds to think about this, and then I'll tell you the answer. So animals that no longer exist are called endangered animals. Okay, I'll count till 10. Okay, so the answer is false. The animals that no longer exist anywhere, they're known as extinct animal. They have ceased to exist. Okay, I'll give 5 seconds because 10 seconds seem a little long. So we can save endangered animals. True or false? Yes, true. We can actually save endangered animals. How can we save them? Because they're, we talked about the reuse, recycle, reduce, and the 3 R's. Then we talked about using eco-friendly products, not, buying souvenirs which are made from endangered animals, and many other things, right? So we can save endangered animals. So true, because they're still alive, and thus there's still a scope for them to be saved. Now what are the 3 R? The 3 R. Okay, so the 3 R's are reduce, recycle, and reuse, or reuse, recycle, reduce, whichever way you want to say them, right? So these are the 3 R's which need to be used in order to save animals. Now next question is, water pollution is good for fishes. True or false? Okay, obviously water pollution is not good for fishes, so false. Water pollution harms fishes as well as turtles and all the sea animals, all the marine life is affected by pollution, right? By water pollution. Even us, even humans to a good extent, we are affected by pollution. Okay, by water pollution. If you consider a bucket, okay, a bucket, and imagine all the water from the earth is in that bucket, okay. Now if you take a spoonful of that bucket and that spoonful is divided into 4 parts, then only 1/4 of that spoon, the water in that spoon, is actually the water which humans can consume, okay, to drink. Now imagine if we pollute that much of water, then we have nothing to drink. We have to make so many more technologies and machineries to obtain water from ocean which is drinkable, okay, and to clean the sewage water. Yet you cannot always clean the sewage water to perfect purity, as well as you cannot, you feel a little hesitant to drink. Even if it's cleaned, you'll always be a little hesitant to drink such water, right? So it is better not to pollute water. Moving on, sparrows are endangered animals, true or false? Well, anybody who would have heard me really carefully would know the answer. So, okay. So yes, sparrows are endangered. They are extinct in certain parts of the world, like certain parts of India to say, like the place where I live. But sparrows otherwise, they are endangered altogether. So thank you. This was my time and I really enjoyed the workshop. I hope you all enjoyed it too. Thank you.